Perfect design. Existing the greatest hope for America. Trey V. Hatch. Ideal breather. Startup. A conversion. A maneuver of American Maverick. The light that exists in this production is to be reckoned with. The importance is tantamount. The ideal breather will save lives. Guaranteed. My life is also in danger when I go out in 2021. The human respiratory system, especially the nasal cavity, is especially vulnerable. It's like a dog chewing on a bone, trying to build up their autoimmune system. And so they can get punked by a surprise germ. I say we give them our gentleman's best. I say we reap vengeance. Trey Parker designing the CEO's best, gentleman's best. I want to see that poster where Hatch and Trey are standing side by side. Hatch is wearing his signature helmet. Trey Parker wearing the gentleman's best. Trey's got like a snifter with some brandy, and Hatch is holding like a scotch on ice with a crystal glass. And there's like a big crackling fire in the background, and Trey's wearing a tuxedo. Just that picture. I mean, we could Photoshop it, but I mean, just that image of the two of us standing there and saying, "Hey, America, try this on for size." It's like a hat, but it is definite armor. It gives you full confidence to walk through a crowd or to return to work. Not to mention, it's filtering out toxins and you know smog and pollens and stuff that essentially you're tacking on years to your life by wearing this air ventilation system. It's an emergency piece of equipment. It's about the shape of a toy, but built right into the price. We're just going to fit in actual medical grade filters that literally, okay, prevent germs from entering into your airwaves. And we just explain it that way, and we we explain the price, and people buy it as a toy. And when they receive it, you open it, and there's a paper there, a waiver. You sign it before you put it on. But as we all know, people will be able to access. They can open this thing, and they could toss that piece of paper to the side and open it up and get to their breather. Okay, so it's not actually a physical barrier to for them to get to their breather, but when it's there, it's part of the story, and everyone remembers. You guys, this is like a piece of a toy. You can't sue these guys. Remember that piece of paper? So essentially, if we play nice with these people, then we'll save lives. I'm not afraid to be cartoony and say, yeah, there's a disclaimer. You open it up and it's right there. It's just smart business for an apocalypse season. We need to be bigger men than the situation and prepare for the children a safe passage to school. And for women, when they're going shopping and interacting with society, huh, give her some self respect and some confidence, all right? So that she returns to the home and she's not bringing some sort of mixture of, we don't know how this mutation is going to inflect over the next couple of years. So it's just better not to contract it, especially with what Hatch is presenting about. He understands that the breathing, the nasal passage is especially vulnerable. Okay. I've been working on armor. This is painting. My first coat of armor had these long ears, right? So I've always been working on this for America. You guys, I'm so pleased to be presenting today because I'm renewed with my confidence. You know, I'm a realist, right? Huh. Yesterday, I was thinking, oh boy, I've got to build so much, eh, you know, but I need to supply a new political party. The political animal will be the wolf, and I'm hoping that we can arrive and be the werewolves, right? Through partnership with Trey Parker. Hope upon hope. You guys, I know that, well, essentially, I've been talking to you guys about the reasons why Hatch is gnarly. And he's talking about some weird science things. And that's all for the strengthening of our identity. We've all become greater wizards and warriors by our friendship and by our mutual meditation. Welcome to the wizard's table. Everyone's being respected. Armor up from within is good. All right, let's talk about Earth. So unite our clockwork. How's everyone doing? All right. Let's do some health work. Health guaranteed. Health update. Health. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Like the force of a nuclear explosion, blasting tumors and forming cancers right out of the body. Fuck you. Boom. Kill that disease out of the body. Don't let that sickness develop. That's a bad sound. I don't want that sound of sickness near my family. Kill it. And that's cartoon violence. You use your imagination and you shock therapy yourself, but that's actually a real layer of clothing. You've developed your own armor. You've had an experience. You need to understand that your timeline, your continuum, is a powerful compiler, and Hatch is a great grinding stone for you to sharpen your blades on. Hatch, like an educator, like a professional, is prepared like this. Um, oh, South Park. We respect you and we honor you in your fight. Your episode is great and working to restore the hearts of America. Your fight is noble, and we confirm with your work, Trey and South Park. Good job, you guys. We cheer for you. I just want to make it clear uh, about my political stance. Um, it was like yesterday that I was thinking, okay, I know that I need to develop a new political system, right? A new political party, so that we have some think tank, late night expression of people actually talking and thinking and moving and changing things, bringing it all together. But it was this morning when I heard the piercing cry of America through various means on the internet, people upset about Joe Biden. And I just saw all of a sudden I was like, what is going on here? You guys don't like Joe either? Holy moly. I realized that I am emboldened to run against these Democrats as well. But that would be, years from now. The tricky thing about my campaign is it really is only a few broken things. The Electoral College, the dollar needs to be cracked open and altered. You know, the education of the presence of the Bitcoin is lost on people who don't understand that our own economy deserves the fair treatment. You understand? It reflects our identity. And that's actually how it works, you see? There's a little picture of one of our presidents is on the bill. I am an inventor, and I have invented this breathing mask. And we can go with that, and we can do that. I just want to assure you guys, I actually am running for president. I have not dropped that form. It's important, but it's all of today, this morning, that I'm like, oh, wow, my expression in my campaign against Joe Biden might actually be welcomed because it might actually allow Joe Biden to get reelected. If he goes up against some, now I'm not saying what's going to happen in 2021, but it could be a good way for like kind of a playful, kind of like, hey, you guys, what about this? And and they'll be like, well, those are some really good points. But then in another 4 years, all of a sudden, America only wants the wolf to be president. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, yes. So I'm like, whoosh. But that's 8 years in the future. Okay, whoa. Oh, thank you guys so much for being here. I really just want to give you a brief update. I think Trey is deep in his meditation and understanding and having a sort of God encounter with the resonance and I respect that. I think it's great. Trey, go with your Zen, do your best, and I applaud it. I'm excited to see the episode, and I'm just so grateful that you guys care so much about our country. And I hope that you understand I do too. You know, historically, in the past, I've never struggled with anger. And in the past, I've never struggled with my ability to argue. I'm actually a very good debate person, but in the case of Trey Parker, I've been falling apart. My arguments don't work with Trey, and I've been having these anger flashes I don't understand. It's almost like there was a timeline when I was Randolph the wizard. I think some sort of colossal clusterfuck made something kind of corny happen in 2019, but the earth is speaking and having his way with us. And I'm understanding from my advanced stance that we're talking about whether or not we're defeating quantifiable Armageddon and the death of our society. Boom. And so society is taking a knee, going like, okay, but we're not going to be surviving with a bunch of consumer mandate, J.J. Abrams and the industry, the streaming service, consumers, and a government, nah. Something new and exciting is here. And I think it's something that Trey Parker has been looking for his whole life. Awaken. The greatest, most future ever. Omega Pan. Perfect design. Boom. Thank you guys so much. I'm just here to give you a quick update and say, go fight, win. Hey, let's do this thing. I'm really here to partner with you guys. Thank you guys so much for showing up. It's my pleasure. Really, what I wanted to do was I invented a new move, Trey. So, all right, all of this. This is what this is what I developed. I was like, okay, I want to do this like. Oh, it comes fluttering in here. Boom. Oh, it's so good. I was like, I gotta do that. All right. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm just keeping it light. I mean, I've been trying to get this take correct for what time is it? For hours, yeah. And it just keeps getting into a place where it's like, uh, what is this about? Or like, where are we going? And I'm like, oh, I mishandled the whole energy of it. I was trying to do something kind of on the moment and stuff. And well, I just want to give you a brief update because it was like literally yesterday. I was like, I can't run against Joe Biden. Because he's like clad in, he's like some sort of, people think he's Jimmy Stewart. But this morning I woke up and like they bombed Syria, so like, but everyone's just like, no, no, Joe Biden, we need a different political party, just something new. And I'm like, what? That's what I was working on. Um, I mean, I'm just quoting from, I mean, I don't need to go and look at the quote. Okay, I'm just gonna narrow it down. Okay, thank you guys so much. I know that you guys are. I think Trey is the professional that I believe him to be, and he's doing his best for his episode. Uh, I'm here to say yes about my participation. I'm available, but it really has to be Trey's decision because he's a freedom-loving son of a bitch, Mhm. And so am I. Hey, America, our home. We protect this earth. We want to be on board with what the universe um, needs from the earth. And you know what it is? Merry fucking Christmas. It's the value of the identity. So we need to streamline like an immunity to the hack. We need to solidify on the identity and promote the children, promote the future of humanity. Our society is fighting back. Oftentimes, in my entire meditations with Trey, I'll be talking for 45, an hour and a half, and Trey understands that, yeah, it's like 10 minutes of like warming up, and then we get into places where I'm like, oh, did you just hear what Hatch said? That's unbelievable. Or, these little moments, and those are the things, you guys. And that's the thing is like, if you, if we have the wrong type of like that, I think we're in a phase right now where it's right for Hatch to do this OBS meditation with Trey. Um, the Where map is an indication Earth knows humanity, and Earth was saying, look, there, none of the humans are going to get triggered. They want to get waxed. If they get waxed, then they'll produce. If they get waxed, then they'll give you money. If you if but Hatch isn't good at that. Hatch is more like someone who shows up with inconvenient truths, and you're supposed to become wise from it, or you're supposed to grow from it. Hatch is challenging, and that is not something CEOs look for. They're just an easy breezy, beautiful investment brokers, and that causes, like the electoral college, it changes who they are. And I'm talking about changing America by changing the money. And, they're probably not very big fans of that. The status quo, the establishment. But I know that Trey Parker is different. And I know that he was chosen by the Earth, the Where map, the location of the werewolves. Mhm. I'm so eager to get to work on this, you guys. I want to get my teeth fixed. I want to be your guys' friend. I'm excited for the future. I'm a huge powerhouse about fighting for this change and for our stuff. But it's a relationship. In my campaign, literally, I only see two problems: the Electoral College and the economy, or the actual structure of the dollar. So, what else am I going to be talking about all the time? It's a relationship. And the streaming service is so good to help people be like, well, I like who Hatch is and I trust his decisions because we had that time we were hanging out and I was like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah," and we learned something, God damn it. That's what I look for in a performance is those moments when it opens up and people are like, oh, and we all see something together. So good, so magical. Thank you guys so much. It's really, I'm fighting for my life with this breather. I want to be wearing a breather when I go shopping. And I know that this piece of equipment will save lives. It needs to be more comfortable than a little mask on your face. It needs to be stylish. It needs to be fun. And we can deliver that. Thank you, Trey Parker. Uh, I absolutely encourage you, Trey, on this episode, and I'm available to you. And I long that you would. Sorry, I don't really want to fizzle out. Hatch and Millie conquering the existence manifold eternity. Perfect design. But theoretically, why does Hatch need to be produced? Well, he doesn't. He's here because he wants to work. He's here because he loves people. He's saying like, "Hey, I want to do stuff with my life." I think business, I'm excited about working with employees. I'm excited about working with our budget, being like, "Okay, you guys, we need to plan this out." I'm excited about those serious relationships with people where they're, really engaged because we're talking about millions of dollars. But that's just a courtesy flush. I mean, seriously, American ingenuity. I'm looking around and I'm not seeing like an epicenter of heroes or an exciting thing, and that's exactly what Hatch is. Please produce Hatch. Please let this free voice of America run free. And my first product is the Ideal Breather. It's basically like a plastic cast lightweight hat. It covers and it has an air seal, but it's pressurized, and so there's really it's uh, it's enough to prevent the wafting clouds of germs, and this would prevent people from getting the flu. Just very, multiple contact surfaces you like interact with, like it's like a weird medley, like a mixture of these different viruses is what causes a head-on collision. And that's what I'm concerned about in the future of 2021, because the virus in its mutated form has it has like different levels, and it's like someone could survive with one level of contamination, but when you have like three different ones hit you all at once when you go to school or something, that could actually be fatal. Now, I'm not claiming that you guys don't know about this. I'm sorry, and I've been, in the past, in my life, I've never struggled with anger. I've never, I'm actually, traditionally, I'm a very good debater. But I have to say, when it comes up to Trey, I must have some sort of soul pang or like a broken heart, or there really was a timeline when I was literally Randolph the Wizard. And I was, I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to say I'm sorry. I'm not angry at Trey, and I'm so sorry that sometimes I get I don't know why I'm doing it, but I almost felt like maybe Trey the man is like, hey, when you get angry, I feel like you care, or like I understand what it's okay. I don't know. Say what we have free speech. Go ahead. And I'm like, all right, but I don't usually make mistakes like this. Like Trey has touched me in a way that I know that Trey is a hero. What I wanted, I want communication. I want a handshake. I want a green light. I want to go, go, go. I'm ready to earn money, and I'll pay. I'll be an employee. I'll give you guys money. Please produce Hatch. Uh, I'm just trying to say I'm so sorry, and I've also noticed that I've been making mistakes with Trey, and I don't usually do that. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's some sort of like a huge like whoa. But at any rate, so what? I'm just here to say I'm sorry, and like I don't traditionally have anger problems, but it's almost like I believe that Trey knows me very deeply as like an angel, and he's like when he hears my mistakes, he's like intimacy, yeah, yeah, that I understand. So you're feeling like that, okay? Like that's why I leave it in. That's why I leave my anger burst or uh or when I do something wrong. That's why I leave it in because I'm just like, hey, this is what bit me, and it might even be an education about human orientation. And a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I also get nightmares in that direction." Yeah, watch out for like skittic. It's just a waste of time. Just don't get caught up in your head, man. You know. But there's a lot to be done in the mind, and it's a battlefield. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. I'm looking forward to seeing your episode. But Trey, I'm here, and we have this weekend. Today's Friday. I know that you're working so hard on your stuff, Trey. I just want to say, you go get 'em, Trey. I'm so excited to see your episode. You get 'em good. Thank you, Randy Marsh. It's so fun to talk with you, and I'm looking forward to our business. All right, thank you guys so much. It is good. It is perfect. It is complete.